Nurses are being asked to reuse N95 masks that were not intended for multiple patient use, let alone multiple days of use and multiple patients. They're storing their daily masks in paper bags, Ziploc baggies, and being told to reuse these for extended periods of time, storing them in their lockers overnight. These devices were designed to filter viral particles, but the particles remain in the filter, stored overnight in the material, incubated overnight, and then are reused the next day and the next week. Additionally, many healthcare workers are not wearing full face masks, forgetting that the coronavirus is more than happy to traverse down your lacrimal duct. Think tears and runny nose. That connection allows the virus to have access to your respiratory system and to make you sick. Eyeglasses are certainly helpful, but significant protection is provided by a full facial mask. All hospital personnel have been fitted for, but are not in possession of even one of these N95 masks, the gold standard. And that is where this creativity has taken us. Many friends of healthcare workers and nurses and doctors on the front line are beginning to design and use their own masks, which are very heavy on beauty and love, but a little bit light on science.
Make sure to have multiple layers of material in your mask. Ideally, it should be 3 to 4. Don't just load it up with as many layers as you can. They still need to be breathable, but 3 or 4 is sufficient. 4 would be probably ideal. And as always, remember to replace these masks often. These are not the perfect masks to be using in this situation, so you want to avoid any accumulated moisture, which would decrease the efficacy of your mask. And so I would suggest probably every 3 or 4 hours, if you can, to just toss it, get a new one. So that means you're going to be making quite a few masks, but once you make your first one, it'll be easier and easier to make more from there on out. So you'll go through quite a few, but it's better safe than sorry. So about 3 or 4 hours, it should absolutely be replaced.
While these statements have not been evaluated for safety, the Honeywell and 3M furnace air filters have been placed in a setting in your home with the sole purpose of air filtration. This sounds a lot like what we're looking for out of masks for this COVID-19 crisis.
It is possible that you have some masks that don't have face shields, or that you've been given cotton masks by your local seamstress guild, and that's very helpful. But one of the things that you'll want to do is to adapt that or retrofit that with some protection for the whole face and eyes. As we talked about, there are many materials that are available. Transparency film is very, very helpful. That clear plastic sheath that you can get at a local Staples, each sheet of 8.5 by 11 can make you approximately 2 to 3 face shields for any commercial mask. If you look at a typical N95 mask, that can be retrofitted. All you need is a hot glue gun, and if you have an industrial mask, you can take that and put on a shield with a hot glue gun. That makes it much more effective. If you have a traditional surgical mask, that can be retrofitted with a shield for the eyes. And I do recommend that that is the best protection that you're going to find. Furnace filters. You have to be careful taking the metal off so you don't cut yourself, and it's a difficult process to get the polypropylene free. But with some effort and a few scratches along the way, I was able to unleash 9.5 yards of pure gold polypropylene that is then going to be designed and fashioned into masks that are the gold standard, multiple layers, and then fashioned into masks for my healthcare providers that are on the front lines.